The Holy Roman Empire was a multi-ethnic complex of territories in Central Europe that developed during the early Middle Ages and continued until its dissolution in 1806 during the Neapolitan Wars. The exact term Holy Roman Empire was not used until the 13th century, but the concept of translatio imperii, the notion that the sovereign ruler held supreme power inherited from the ancient emperors of Rome, was fundamental to the prestige of the emperor. That empire never achieved the extent of political unification, as was formed to the west in France, evolving instead into a decentralized, limited elective monarchy composed of hundreds of subunits. In fact, the largest territory of the empire after 962 was the Kingdom of Germany, though it also came to include the neighboring Kingdom of Bohemia, Burgundy, and the Kingdom of Italy. The Kingdom of Germany's lasting impact after 1516 throughout still the Holy Roman Empire, it's Reinheitsgebot, sometimes called the German Beer Purity Law in English. It's a series of regulations limiting the ingredients in beer in Germany and the states of the former Holy Roman Empire. The best-known version of the law was adopted in Bavaria in 1516, but similar regulations predate the Bavarian order, and modern regulations also significantly differ from the 1516 Bavarian version. One beer that holds strong to the German purity law of 1516, although it may be brewed in the US of A today, the beer the cold cans boys drink. This is one you probably walk by the grocery store aisle and gloss right on over every single time you do, but we're going to try it out today. That's right, we're drinking Beck's beer.
Cheers, Joseph.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Great intro. Nice little history lesson for the nation.
Thank you. I didn't stumble over it as much as I thought. I was bouncing around that wiki page. Another green bottle beer, Nick.
Yeah, that's sure sign it's going to taste like piss.
Did it taste like piss?
It's not as smooth as maybe some other mass market beers are.
It's a green bottle taste, though.
It is.
God.
The UV gets in there, messes things up.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
It's like skin cancer for your beer.
It is. We've talked about it at length, and this tastes just like Tsingtao, the last one we had, or whatever. Tsingtao.
Or even Stella in a bottle.
Stella, same thing. It's just the skunky, cheap lager.
Yep. And when you brought it in, sometimes I'll give you a nice little reaction from whatever beer you plop on the table, and you do the same for me. But I was just like, oh yeah, we haven't done that one, have we?
I'll tell you what. I picked it up off the shelf and was like, does this even have alcohol in it? Like, why does no one drink this? It's on every grocery store shelf.
It is. They did a big ad campaign, I feel like 5 to 10 years ago.
Did they?
Where it was like, they must have been affiliated with the NFL or something like that, where the commercials would pop up and it'd be like some sexy dude with a open collar in a nightclub drinking Beck's.
Oh, so this was going to be much like Bud Platt.
Maybe.
This was going to be one of those. Like
maybe.
When you go out to the club, you get a fucking Beck's.
Yeah, Beck Bennett is just pitching Beck's beer on SNL,
and the artist Beck,
and the artist
the
Beck.
musical artist. If we look at the logo,
excuse me, you'll have to excuse me. My throat is a bit scratched this week.
Well,
it's that season.
It is. Beck's is going to help smooth it down. I'm feeling. I haven't been able to sleep recently.
Really?
I got up last night at like 4:30 in the morning and couldn't go back to sleep, or today I should say. I couldn't go back to sleep. I don't know what's going on. I think it's
Is it because you bought a new house?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressures and stress that are happening, and where our rental house that we moved out of is still on the market, and it's not concerning that it's on the market because we're on the hook to pay it until it'll get rented. But just like everything was kind of gnawing at my mind last night.
Sure.
And so I think the season's getting to me too. I don't have a cough, but I got a mental cough, if you will.
Hey. You got mental
depression.
No,
I'm not
emphysema. That was you don't have depression, do you, Joe? Let's talk more.
I think at times, a little bit. It's not. It's never crippling. There's not longevity. I have a good system in my life. I have an amazing wife. I have great friends, like the one sitting across the table from me. I'm talking about the lawyers in the corner. Love you guys. Life is all right, but sometimes, the stresses of work, buying a house, anything like that get to me. So
the modern world.
In the modern world, generally,
you can't relax these days.
Its pace is breakneck.
It really is. If you're going to be refreshing Twitter all night, you are going to get depressed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm evidence of that.
Have you been trying this screen protect? Oh, you have an Android. Never mind. iOS.
I have an Android.
Well, they have it too. You can like shut your apps off after a certain time, and then you have to like override it to turn them on. It really dissuades you.
You have to prove you're not depressed to turn them back on.
Yeah. You have to.
Show me a smile. Yeah, you have to smile into the front-facing camera.
Light. Even if you're depressed, you're just staring into the camera smiling.
We should have gotten a picture of that. That'd been funny.
Yeah, it would have been good.
Can't recreate it, though.
Nope, it's over now.
I'm drinking tea alongside my Beck's beer.
I was just about to comment on that. You're drinking a Beck's, but your throat is sore, so you're really dual purpose, dual wielding today.
Yeah,
gotta applaud
I'm
you
trying.
For that.
I'm trying to get over it. I've been sick since I traveled last, which is like 10 days ago now.
Where was that again?
Christ's sake. Barston.
Mm-hmm. How was Barston? Drinking a good beer?
It's fun. Yes. I can't remember the name of the brewery that we went to, but I think it's a local thing. And
Samuel Adams?
No, it wasn't that. I had a Sam Adams the other day. Sam Adams 76. Have you seen this?
Oh, is that have you seen this? Is that like a promotional special
It's some sort of
thing?
special one, yeah. Let me see if I can.
So,
It utilizes both lager and ale yeast. It's an experimental type of fermentation, apparently.
oh, it's not like a throwback or anything.
No,
it's actually
apparently not.
there. Okay. It's this like Budweiser rolled out their new Freedom Reserve this summer.
Is that the thing with Jim Beam barrels or whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Is
it
it
Jim
stubby
Beam?
bottle?
Oh, it was
Or
Jack
Daniels.
Daniels.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's Jack Daniels.
Budweiser New Freedom Reserve. Let me get to the old Google research. I'll log online quick.
I thought I was going to be online this episode.
If as long as that router will hold up, we're gonna both be online. Yeah, I think it's Jack Daniels. Yeah. So it's it's just a Freedom Reserve red lager. You can buy an empty bottle of it for $20 on eBay.
Really?
Yeah.
There's an entire stack of those 6-packs at Safeway right now.
Yeah, but you'd have to go to Safeway to get that on eBay from the comfort of your home.
Come right to you. Someone will steal the package off your porch.
Yeah, the house we just moved into, we have a front porch that our old house you had to kind of walk upstairs and stuff to get to the porch, and I think it dissuaded package thieves. Our new house, you're right there, baby. All you got to do is take a jab step to your left.
Sure.
And you can steal whatever package we have.
Have you had any trouble so far?
Haven't, but I'm a little concerned that we will. We live across from a high school. I keep eyes on my boys and girls.
Can't trust the kids.
And I can't
you get
trust
to have a full view of the athletic facility back behind the school there.
Yes, I run on the track while
Nice.
they're at gym class.
Do you really?
No.
Oh, okay.
I
guess. You pay your taxes.
I have not dared during school session to go out there and start running around the track. But I watched them to get their reps in this afternoon right before I came to the studio.
What were they doing? Oh,
Football team was throwing slat routes.
Yeah?
A couple of lame ducks, I got to say.
Looks like the Packers need to start doing that too.
Yeah, number 47, their quarterback. He won't be on the Packers, I can assure you. He was, I don't know why I'm trashing Garfield High School quarterbacks.
Hey, they'll never know.
Kids.
They don't listen.
I hope not, yeah. Let's get back on the beer for just a hot second. I wanted to cover, to me, the only unique thing about Beck's, which is they have a key on their logo. You probably never noticed this because no one has picked up a Beck's 6-pack in their lives.
What does it all mean, Joe?
I'll tell you what it means. The key is nothing more than a bottle opener. So that's, I think, what it's supposed to signify in there.
What?
The red key design. It's a mirror image. So it was derived from the coat of arms of Bremen.
Where
northern
the
German
original
city.
brewery is.
Yes, but it was meant to look. Beck's Brewing made it to look like a bottle opener. And I gotta say, now that I look at it, the key, it's like the I don't know what
the handle of the key.
The handle of the key is supposed to be a bottle opener. You pop open a Beck's with the coat of arms from Bremen.
Okay. Well, the key itself looks like a razor blade between Oreo cookies. See that?
Oh yeah. Speaking of, it's Halloween, day after Halloween as we recorded this. And it does look like
I just
a
got
razor
done
blade
sliding
between...
razor blades into apples and Kit Kat bars.
Did you get all of them in this year?
No, I was preparing for next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We got ours
started early.
Went to Costco. We made a day of it. All Sunday we were sliding razor blades into Starburst.
Now, are you getting your razor blades at Costco?
Oh, of course.
Or do you get those? Okay, I get big shipment from China every year.
Oh, you do?
I just
Smart.
get I get a 50-pound box of razor blades.
I don't trust those Chinese razor blades. I want them holding steady in my Starburst.
Okay.
Because the Starburst itself will hold form around the razor blade. You know, an Oreo would be a tough one to pull off, I think, but it could be done.
Unless it has good separation, so they couldn't tell that the top one had been separated. You simply place it on top of the cream and then put the other cookie on top. I would assume.
What if they're the type of kids to twist off the Oreo and then go, oh, Dad.
They'll be stupid enough to lick them first before raising any concerns. Okay, what's this new flavor? Sliced.
Oh. And then the dad will know exactly who did it. It was that guy who's giving out Oreos, loose Oreos.
Yeah, individual unwrapped Oreos.
Anyway,
by the way, speaking of Oreos, did you see they're releasing I think it's called More Stuff Oreos, or Most Stuff. It has over 3 times the amount of cream.
Enough
As
the
enough. Originals, I believe.
So there
Oreo
is double.
So stuffed.
What are the stuff levels? STUF, I believe.
STUF, yes.
What are the stuff
legally
levels?
They can't say 2 Fs.
It, by definition, is not stuff.
Yes. So there's like mini Oreos, which are kind of a novelty thing. There are regular Oreos. There are thins. Yes.
Thins are less than mini.
Less than. You're right. Well, it's probably the same. It's just spread out over longer.
Okay. Fair enough. The
Minis,
volume
thins,
of stuff.
originals, double stuffs, mega stuffs.
And
now I think it's most stuff. Let me see if I can find it.
Most stuff. They didn't keep a rhyme or reason. They didn't say.
Yeah, it's most stuff.
Regular stuff, more
most
stuff.
with 2 Fs. I mean 2 Ts. Fuck.
Most. 2 T's, 1 F.
Yes.
And so this is not double mega stuff. Because you said there's regular stuff, double stuff, mega stuff.
Mega stuff, yeah.
And most is more than mega.
Yes.
MAGA. So is most double stuff?
I think it's 3 times double stuff. Let me see if I can find any confirmation on this.
3 times normal, you mean?
But I think that's what mega stuff is.
Mother of God.
Let me see.
So it's probably 4 times a normal stuffing of the Oreo. These things have to look like ice cream sandwiches
I can't
find.
Yeah, there's a picture they released.
Okay, let's look at this.
Take a look.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They got them stacked on top of each other.
that I'm not even playing into that. That looks awful. It does look like an ice cream sandwich. Except
it does.
Except that's STUF stuff.
Yes, it looks like they have cookie crumbs of a sort in the cream. CREME. Not a dairy product.
The engineers who, all this time they spent thinking about if they could, had never stopped to think about if they should.
By the way, this article does not have like official word from Nabisco or the Mondelez International Corporation, who is the parent company of Nabisco, but it does say it appears the Oreos have nearly triple the amount of cream as a regular Oreo, but that picture looks way more than 3 times.
Maybe the picture's beefing it a little bit.
Maybe.
Beefy.
I think we've all been accused and guilty of beefing things up in a little picture.
Well, the stuff, I find it interesting that they decided to make it look like cookies and cream. Now, everybody out there, go Google Oreo most stuff.
Pick up a newspaper from your nearest newsstand and look at this most stuff on Oreos. The front page. Yes.
So what they decided is mega stuff. If a human being looks at that, they'll still find it appealing. They'll look at it and go, this thing, the ratio sort of still holds up. But most stuff, now people are going to look at it and be repulsed. So what we have to do is sprinkle in our very own cookie crumbles into the STUF stuff so that they go, wow, it's held together by more cookie. I can eat this. Is that what they're doing?
Probably. It's probably an appearance thing.
Mother of God.
The cream is not palatable on its own. It's like eating mayo. That's why I always...
I think that's the first time on this show that I was mid-drink and you almost made me cough my beer up through my nose.
That would have been a good one. Spit take.
I feel it in my eyes. It burns a little bit.
It's why I always sprinkle poppy seeds in my mayo before I eat it. I can't take it without the difference in color.
And do you eat it between two cookies? That's your lunch
Yeah,
sandwich?
2 Chips Ahoy, my mayo, and poppy seeds. I test positive for opioids on every drug test. I eat so many poppy seeds this way.
Oh, man. I'll tell you this. That's absolutely disgusting.
I've been fired twice for it.
Not for testing positive on opioids, but because they found the reason was this.
They would see me eating lunch in the corner at
probably
work.
fired you.
Yeah.
Get that guy out of here before he kills someone. Well, speaking of all this delicious food, before we finish our Beck's
Yes.
I want to pull in what I am going to surprise Nick here on air with a very unique, very interesting parable or terrible.
Here we go. I can confirm. It's like I've been in the soundproof booth in Family Feud, and then I'm coming out and I'm going to see what surprise
and
awaits.
You're just a total schmuck coming out. You're about to get egg on your face. Fuck all. I guess that's more.
And then
Ashton
Steve
Kutcher's
Harvey's
show.
gonna. Yeah, I'm not getting punked.
Yeah, you're not getting punked. There's also that prank show. It's like the Pranksters on TBS or something.
Oh,
The
Impractical
Prank
Jokers?
Boys. Yeah. Is that any
The Prank
good?
Boys are back. I think I've been told it's actually pretty funny. I've never watched it.
I can't imagine in my wildest imaginations that that's actually pretty funny.
You don't like seeing people get pranked?
Yeah, it's so fucking funny. This little old lady sat down. She was trying to eat a sandwich on a park bench. We walked up, we slapped her in the fucking face, and there's guys in the back. Slap her again. All right. It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, there's always the guy in the truck who's talking to the guy in his earpiece and telling him to do shit.
Well, a prank on its very nature is we all behave societally.
Break it down, Joe.
With respect.
Yes. Well,
we should.
There's
though.
no
The point
civility.
is, I trust that if we're walking on the street, you're not going to like pull out a salmon and hit me in the head with it. And so then when you do, I get surprised and look at you like, fuck you. Like, what is going on?
I love physical humor. I love people getting hit with
that's
salmon.
what's funny, yeah.
But I think the Impractical Jokers, they play the jokes on themselves, basically. Like, it is like one of them making the other one do something that they wouldn't want to do. So it's not necessarily the unwilling public that's
they
getting
themselves
pranked.
are the Rube.
Yes. The Rube Goldberg.
All right. Well, let's get to this isn't a prank on you. There's going to be no spring-loaded snakes that come out of this.
This will be a Rube Goldberg machine for getting whatever's in that bag into my mouth.
So
and out the other end.
For the first time, oh god,
that's all the body is. It's a Rube Goldberg machine.
There's a little duct somewhere in the middle that taps a thing, and then the bowling ball of shit goes
for
down.
turning solid food into poop.
Yeah, and a little match right above your small intestines. All right, so this is the first ever Parable or Terrible heads up competition. What we have, what I pull emerge from the bag, the very
once
bag,
you pop, you can't stop.
Is once you pop, you can't stop. Pringles original chips, and what I have brought up as a competition against, and now this is important. This isn't against Pringles. It's against this pairing against Pringles' pairing with Beck's.
Okay.
The competitor lays his response to Pringles, the original. So we have Pringles original and Lay's Stax original brand. Let's get a pick of me here. You got your phone?
Yeah, I do. Hey, why don't I get my phone out? I've been trying to have my phone away more, you know?
I'm gonna look over here for one pick.
Wow. Now
over here for another pick.
Which one will he choose? Oh,
now I'm shrugging.
Giving that's just Joey look. There's going to be a sitcom someday of Joey.
and
he's just doing hijinks where he's looking with his eyes up, eyes rolled up, and wah.
And I come in out of the bottom corner of your screen as you're watching
for the ad.
Tim Allen's Just a Guy or whatever the hell it's called.
Last Man Standing?
Last Man Standing, that's it. All right. Isn't that a Kevin James
the
show?
What
was Kevin James? Kevin Can Wait.
Kevin Can Wait.
Show. Kevin Can Wait, followed by Last Man
Kevin
Standing.
Can't Wait. Which one was it?
It's Kevin Can Wait. Kevin can
By the
wait.
way,
he
do
can
you
wait
think,
for this.
Okay. Do you think that was a bit of a homonym situation where they were saying like it had something to do with his weight?
Yes.
Certainly.
Yeah,
he's fat. That's why it's
his whole bit.
Right.
That he's fat.
He's
and
the big guy, but he's agile. He can do a shoulder roll in the opening credits to King of Queens.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
It's funny because he's fat, but he's agile and he thinks he's strong. I bet in the pilot of both King of Queens and Kevin Can Wait, he's climbing a ladder at some point. I bet he's going up there to get leaves off of his roof, and he falls off the ladder.
What's wrong with that?
Every episode, that's the central conceit, is when he gets on the
Hey,
ladder.
that's how Max McGee died, by the way. Show some respect.
Oh, yeah, he was cleaning his gutters?
I think so.
And he couldn't catch himself.
Hey, but he could catch those footballs in Super Bowl I.
Even though he was hungover. Or was that not Max McGee?
Yeah, that was Max McGee. He
right.
wasn't supposed to play.
Tied
he
one
tied
on.
one on the night before. Went down in Super Bowl history. Back when men were great.
And we will make them great again. All right, here we go. Each has 150 calories. The ingredients of... So here's what Lay's Stax says about themselves. Pringles...
R.I.P. Max McGee, by the way.
R.I.P. because he fell off the thing. And Pringles offers no explanation. Pringles assumes that when you're holding a can of Pringles, you know exactly what you're fucking holding. All right, Jack? Lay's Stax, they say, Lay's Stax are the ultimate way to recharge. I don't think that's true. Lay's Stax original potato crisps give you the full flavor and crispy crunch that adds great taste to your busy day. Enjoy Lay's Stax crisps at the office, around the house, or wherever you are. So,
I always love that. They don't want to pin it down in case someone's reading and they're like, I don't do any of these things.
I'm not
at
office.
home. I'm not in the office. Oh, wherever I am. Okay.
Okay.
That's bad copy.
I'm in my pool in the backyard and I can have one.
By the way, one thing about this type of chips, so they're called a crisp.
Yes. This is in response to the Pringles. Pringles invented, I would think, the potato crisp.
Yes.
Instead of the chip.
And I think when I was a kid, I used to think that they were just really thin slices of potato that had been deep fried.
As opposed to a chip. You didn't make that association.
I think these in particular, I just thought were, super thin. Because those are they seem thinner. Maybe they're not thinner than like a Lay's original, but they just seemed similar, or that's what they were supposed to be.
Right.
But then later found out, and I have a description of it here, which is disgusting. Okay, so while traditional potato chip manufacturers shave off slices of potato and deep fry them, Pringles are made differently. The creation process begins with a slurry of wheat, rice, corn, and potato flakes that are pressed into form. The resulting dough is then laid out like a sheet of ultra-thin cookie dough and mechanically cut into shape. Chips then move forward on a conveyor belt until they are ultimately pressed into molds, giving it the famous Pringles shape.
So it's like sawdust pushed together to make drywall.
And it's delicious.
It is. Oh,
and then they are deep fried, just so you know.
Yeah,
they still pass my test.
So the ingredients here, I'm reading Pringles: dried potatoes, vegetable oil, degerminated yellow corn flour, cornstarch.
Love the stuff.
At least it's degerminated. Cornstarch, rice flour, maltodextrin, mono and diglycerides, and wheat ingredients. Just Lay's Stax.
Hey, how many calories are in a
So this
serving?
I find very interesting. They each have 150 calories in a serving.
God.
But check out the serving size. Pringles is 16 crisps. 12 for Lay's Stax. So Lay's Stax looked at Pringles, emulated. So obviously Lay's Stax, as most should know, is the plastic alternative to the classic Pringles tube. And they came after Pringles. This is Lay's foray into the crisps
Their rebuttal.
game. And they looked at the calorie count and said, fuck it. Just make the serving whatever the same calorie count is for Pringles.
Because the FDA recommends that the calorie be bigger than anything else on the thing.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is, it shows you that they can just make up serving size. There's no...
Right.
The crisps are the same. They're just saying, fuck it. This is the serving size. You figure out the ratio, you sick fuck.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gutting a tube of these, you're going to gut, I don't know how many that is, 600, so 900 calories for a tube of these Lay's Stax. Okay, so let's get into it. What we'll do is...
That was quick math, though. Good job, Joe.
No problem.
All right, which one are we going to do?
What we'll do...
The same one first?
I think we should do the same one first.
Yeah.
And when I eat Pringles, I eat two.
You duck mouth them.
I don't eat one. I don't duck mouth them
bill.
as in some comedic fashion.
It's
we're
very
gonna
comedic.
We're gonna get a pic here of Nick duck billing Pringles, kind of like all those girls on Facebook. Oh, this guy's a goofball. Now he's getting a spin-off show called Nick. Nick
Can't wait.
Nick can't wait. And
Where my scale's always broken.
Because when you weigh yourself, it's the verb wait. Nick can't wait. All right, so you had your Pringles, and now remember what these are. These aren't just potatoes. They're a sawdust mix pressed into this
They're a
chip form.
slurry of wheat and potato flakes. pretty good. It's
It
salt. It's salty, crisp with beer. Will always go well.
Yep, it goes well. And I deliberately got plain flavor, much like the Doughboys when they do their Tournament of Champions.
I've never heard of them. What's that?
The whole bit that we ripped off. When they do their Tournament of Champions, they do it with 2 cheese pizzas. They were doing cheese pizzas with all the pizza places, which I found insane. But I want to do the same thing here. I didn't want to taint it with the different flavors that Lay's and Pringles brand chose to do. Is Pringles its own brand, or are they owned by Frito-Lay or something? Oh, they're owned by Kellogg's. So Frito-Lay, of course, owns Lay's.
Right.
And Kellogg's owns Pringles.
These were made in Mexico. Where are Pringles made?
These are made... Where did you see that?
It's by the manufacturer, logo, brand.
I'm looking at a bunch of characters.
I think I see Jackson, Mississippi.
Jackson, Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee.
So a good US of A brand.
That's right.
Here.
Right there in the heart of Dixie.
Daddy
of Tennessee's Dixie.
Daddy Trump would approve of Pringles. He hates Lay's Stacks.
Yes. Same with Oreos.
Build the wall,
They
keep
move
Lay's Stacks
production
out.
I mean, right off the bat, look at these fucking Lay's Stacks.
So here's what I'll say is the canister seems in Lay's Stacks to be more sturdy, as if like it was going to keep the shape. I disagree with that. I think Pringles, with its cardboard tubular shape, is pretty structurally sound. I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
do
you
much.
can't squeeze it. You can
You
squeeze the plastic.
Lay's Stacks, and
Makes
the
me
fact
think
that
it'd be nice for something else.
The fact
Storing
that you
putty.
Okay. The fact that you can squeeze Lay's Stacks results in what you just took a picture of, which is each one of these chips is broken. I have one solid chip.
Aren't
a whole
we
bunch.
all?
Much like all of us. Much like us, all of us in a November Seattle day.
And we'll see you next time here on
Reach
Cold
broken.
Cans.
All right. So Lay's Stacks.
But no, and we got...
No, we have more, baby. You can listen to this.
By the way, we're going to have daylight savings ending soon, and it's going to be darker even earlier.
I know. Fall back.
Wah, wah.
It's going to suck. You got to go on vacation.
We got another month and a half till days start getting longer.
Yeah. It's okay. You just slink into it.
No.
You
I
accept
want to let it affect me very
Yeah.
heavily.
Yeah, you don't have to let it. It just will. All right.
All right, I'm
Lay's
going in.
Stacks. We're going in. Oh. Wow. Very different.
Mm-hmm. Thicker. This is crisp with 2 C's.
Okay. I had a ton of reservations about Lay's Stacks, with the canisters being just a problem, a flat-out problem. But I could, especially after you read the ingredients, a Pringle is kind of flimsy. Stacks
Yeah,
has
it
much more
is.
structural. It may not have the structural integrity of the packaging, but the chip itself, much more structural integrity. So I'm going to go back to a Pringle here.
Pringles like melt in your mouth.
And
I
it's
gotta-
saltier.
Might have a hot take on this one.
Okay.
Because the Lay's Stack is a bit more formidable, it's thicker. I think that's probably why you can have fewer crisps with it.
With 2 C's. Yeah.
2 C's. Formidable with 2 C's.
Formidable stuff with 1 F.
I think it goes better with a beer because it doesn't immediately get soggy if you're drinking while you have the food in your mouth, which
Yeah.
the Pringles does. Goes back to the slurry form.
The slurry form. And I think I totally agree with that. I think head-to-head, without the parable being part of it, I'm a Stacks man.
Oh, really?
That pains me. I like how crisp it is. It's a thick with 2 C's. It's crisp. It has
Also with 2 C's.
it has integrity with no C's. But Pringles with beer just wash down so smoothly.
Really? Look at his pathetic duck face.
I'm not taking a picture. That was one thing to take into account. The duck face with the Stacks. The Stacks don't quite have the diameter of an arch that a Pringle does. Now, if we
They can't. The technology isn't there.
the
Look at that.
technology, the form.
Look at that.
Let's get a picture of that.
Pathetic.
Nick's getting a side-by-side picture here of Lay's Stacks and Pringles Original.
And we'll be able to see the height difference. Look, oh my God, look at
Yeah,
that camera
there's some
angle.
real arch with a
There's
Pringle.
some real art to what I'm doing.
Now, I got something for you. Let me show you something.
No,
I'm going to combine them together.
no, he did it. So you're saying the Pringle goes better with beer because it's thinner?
Yep.
I
It
don't get
melts
that.
quicker.
Yeah,
then
so
the
it turns
slurry-
into a slurry.
I kind of like that.
No. This might be an actual disagreement on pure tea.
We're not going to be in the hand-holding club, as Doughboys would say. Okay, I'm gonna go back to I prefer Lay's Stax. It's a copycat. I don't like that it's a copycat. I don't like the integrity of the tube it comes in, but I prefer the crispier, more structurally fortified crisp. Whatever slurry they make and shape into a shape is better. Pringles has better shape. It melts in your mouth a little bit. It's saltier, and I think that's why I prefer the saltiness against the Beck's beer.
I'm 100% opposite. I would always prefer Pringles on their own, but I prefer Lay's Stax as the parable.
Oh, that's interesting. So here's what's going to have to happen.
Uh-oh.
Cold Cans Nation's going to have to sound off.
CCN.
If you
Phone lines are open.
If you go out there, buy both a Pringles and a Lay's Stax, don't have to pair with Beck's. Pair with your favorite beer, and you let us know whether you're a Lay's Stax. Just tweet at us and let us know.
Make sure to get your Kellogg's Family Rewards account open so you can collect points and earn rewards. Go to kfr.com to learn more.
If you're not collecting your Kellogg's rewards, you're as good as the rubes that come out on Impractical Jokers. All right, yeah, I'm a Pringles pup.
For the parable.
For the parable, I'm a
can't believe
Stax
you like
man.
Stax on their own better.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Way better.
To me, like I said, the beer turns the Pringles into just a slurry that's not fun to eat, whereas the Stax hold their shape a little bit more. They're still crunchy while you're drinking the beer.
Here's what we'll do. We'll agree to disagree, and we'll let Cold Cans Nation decide. Chime in. We'll let everybody know next week. No one probably will, and then we'll end up killing the bit.
Yeah. Embrace debate.
But would you say they're both parable with Beck's? One more parable than the other, or would you? Are you?
I
would
would
go
say
so far
Stax
as to say
is more parable. I mean, that is what I said.
more parable, but they are in general. I think they're both parable. If you didn't have both of them at hand, dipping into a Pringles and taking a swig out of a Beck's is not a bad experience. It's just, in your opinion, worse than a Stax experience.
I don't even know. I really think that slurry is off-putting to put down.
So we, for the first time in Cold Cans history, are not able to come to a conclusion.
Wow.
Lay's Stax, Pringles Original, parable or terrible?
I don't know.
That's a shame. Listeners put up with that, 20 minutes of doing that?
That had to have been. What are we at time-wise here? We're at, okay, not too bad, 30-something.
All right. Let's get back to the Beck's. We both just finished it. We talked about the design. The taste, in my opinion, it's very similar to every green beer we've done, like Heineken and stuff. A little bit about Beck's, the company, before we get into the BA score. As I talked about, it does adhere to the German purity law of 1516.
Reinheitsgebot.
The Reinheitsgebot. The U.S. manufacturer of Beck's Brew has been based in St. Louis, Missouri since early 2012, but some customers have rebelled against the U.S. market version. Since 2008, it has been owned... Go ahead.
Interesting you say that because that's coming into the Beer Advocate review.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Since 2008, it's been owned by the Interbrew subsidiary of Anheuser-Busch InBev, SA/NV. Sorry. And I think there was kind of a multi-billion-dollar acquisition. Beck's Brewery. No, I can't find it. They paid a lot of money to own. In 2001, Interbrew agreed to buy Braui Beck for 1.8 billion euros.
Oh my God!
At that time, it was the fourth largest brewer in Germany. And so, yeah, their annual production is 2.56 million hectoliters of beer, which is 2.18 million US BBL, whatever the hell that is, barrels.
So, is there price fixing in the beer industry, or like how is Beck's beer worth that much money?
There's monopolies. There's AB InBev and Miller Coors. That's it. Heineken also somewhat there. We talked about this. Everything is owned by the same fucking... This is just trash stuck in a green bottle. I'm sure AB InBev owns another one of these goddamn green bottle things. And it's just different labels. Do you put the bottle opener on the label or not? And who knows what's in it? It's sad. Let's get to the BA score.
I don't know if I can.
I'm not going to put myself out of this depression. Why couldn't agree on a parable or terrible?
Because the sun's not out very long.
I had a little spittle come out. I'm sorry.
You did. That was a lot of spittle.
I'm sorry.
It
what's
was
the
a
BA
spottle. Spittlata. Thank you.
Spetzel.
Okay. This is from
Stax
Spectru. User Spectru.
Spectru Brands?
Don't say it. Don't you dare say that name. Okay, 40-some-odd years ago, I worked in an office that had a company tradition of having a beer on Fridays after work. It was my turn to go buy the beer, and I bought a case of Beck's instead of the usual Budweiser or similar.
What a buzzkill.
Everybody hated it. It was up to me to drink all the Beck's. It had a much heavier, fuller flavor than this wimpy beer I just tasted. That couldn't possibly be the same Beck's, could it?
Uh-oh.
I used to like Beck's Dark, but I haven't seen it in a long while, and I was told it was discontinued. But, what is it? BAC? Oh, yeah. What is it? Beer? Oh, yeah. Beer Advocate shows. But Beer Advocate shows it is not about, it is not being a retired beer. I need to find me some and see if it suffered the same fate as the regular Beck's.
What?
So he thought the original Beck's Dark, which is the one he remembered drinking, had been retired. But then he looked it up on BA, which means Beer Advocate, little did I know. And it's not retired. So he wants to find some. But he does say
all turned around.
This doesn't stand up to what he remembers having, though our youths rarely do. Anyway, overall, Beer Advocate is a 2.77 out of 5, or poor.
Poor beer, yeah.
Pour it down the drain.
It is sort of a pour it down the drain. Let's just torpedo our sorry asses right into the rankings. I can't believe we couldn't come to an agreement. Stax is better on their own. They're just better.
No.
There's more flavor. This is mush. It's sawdust mush. That's all Pringles is.
More so when the beer's on it.
What's your take on the Pringles guy? Is he
He's
himself?
fun.
Is he a Pringle?
I think so. Pringle with a mustache
Pringle
and
with a
nice
mustache.
bangs.
Yeah, he's hot.
Would bang.
Or is he the top of the can, the lid?
Maybe he's the lid.
He's the color white.
Yeah.
He's not like the color of a Pringle.
Right. Maybe he's the lid.
And Stax, meanwhile, doesn't have a logo, but they have this kind of like early 2000s design of Stax.
Yeah. And they're leaning on Olay's original branding. It's all yellow.
Yeah, so the Lay's, Lay's chips, all yellow. And the Stax, STAX, just like STUF.
They SUX. Sucks.
Stax, excuse me. Wow. I caught your bug. Stax, the tail on the T it crosses in to be the cross of the A.
And what does that mean?
And
Christ,
the other,
cross,
the other,
Redeemer.
I was going to say the cross of the X. So if you turn the bottle 33 degrees, you have Christ the Redeemer.
These chips will rise in 3 days from me. Takes me 3 days to digest food.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
enormous.
In the 33, wasn't 33 Heineken?
Oh, my God.
The same green bottle, the very green bottle that we paired Lay's Stax with.
And the same age of the Christ when he was killed.
Yes, 33 years old. We did a bunch of other things.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, wow.
Steelers or something, Pittsburgh.
It was back when we were
Obama.
having fun. All right.
I don't remember that.
So, our tiers, cream of the crop. We got wild cards. We got mild cards. You think it's high goddamn time we split up these wild cards?
No.
There's so many that went into it. Nick, you keep putting your foot down. You keep wanting to leave them one category, but there's so many. There's so very
Hey,
many.
excuse me, but I like the way things are. I don't like all this change.
Mild cards is the
Just
same
saying.
thing. There's just so many. Hey, just saying. Just throwing that out there. I don't like the way things will be. Deplorables is small, and then whatever. Who gives a shit? So
This is in deplorables,
it's
though,
certainly
right?
deplorable, and so as I scroll through deplorable, I see some of our patented green bottles come up. Rolling Rock is in there. Maybe that's the only one. No, Tsingtao.
Heineken's higher, yeah.
Yeah, Heineken is higher for some ungodly reason. Rolling Rock, Tsingtao, and that's it. And so
I don't know if Brooks would be proud of your pronunciation there, by the way.
Tsingtao, I'm not doing that anymore. We agreed on that. So in my opinion, I don't know how Bud Light Orange made it into deplorables because that was just a acidic, awful experience drinking that. Molson Canadian.
We had it in your basement. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. But the experience in the basement was fun. The experience of every second that liquid was in my mouth was not fun. So
It had a creamsicle kind
Yeah.
of swing to it.
but it's
I
Bud
think
Light.
it was fun for one.
I didn't have a ton of fun with it. But I think Molson Canadian got a bad rap from the get-go. It was our third ever episode that we recorded. Or maybe it was like the first episode we recorded.
I think it was, yeah.
It was the very first episode.
Third we released.
Yeah, goddamn. But I think Molson Canadian's fine. I had it recently. We went up to Canada. We went skiing. And we had a bunch of Molson Canadians, and they were really good. And I would certainly pick them off a store shelf more than Beck. So for me, this is my 64th best beer.
That is fine by me.
Oh, really?
We couldn't come to agreement on the pure T, but we can on the R.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I put a chip in my mouth, so I wasn't ready to kind of take it all home from now.
You know I'm a simple man with little to say, but that doesn't stop me from blogging.
That's it from blogging? Where did that was out of left field.
So that doesn't stop me from blogging.
Sure, but you don't
I have
blog.
little to say. Yeah, but most people who don't have much to say blog.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's the joke.
Or they start a podcast.
Or they start a podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, until next week, chili chili.
We got to stop that.